Stop right there. We're conducting a search.
Hi. I heard you're the person to see when you lose your ID.
Oh, yeah? Maybe you misunderstood. And who are you?
Roy. Tranquility sent me.
That old son of a bitch. He needs me?
Apparently. I also figured maybe you could help me too, actually.
Did you now? Roy, huh? Well, we're not off to a good start. Roy. I don't know where you're from, but this is Aurora here. You gotta get yourself a nice virtue name if you don't want to get arrested first time they check your papers. Well, I mean, I'm just saying that in case someone did happen to be able to do lost papers for you.
Okay, how can I get legit papers?
Honestly, no idea.
The bartender seemed to know what he was talking about when he sent me to you, and he knew where you hang out.
Well, a bartender should quit the booze before he starts talking bullshit to some guy nobody ever met. And he knows I'm holding up, for fuck's sake. Listen, if you want papers that'll do the trick, you need a forger worthy of the name. And the only one I've heard is under a lot of pressure right now.
Maybe I could help you let off some steam.
You think so? You can always try. I guess if you do good, he'd probably return the favor. Dressed like an escaped prisoner the way you are, you probably couldn't afford him otherwise anyway.
I'm listening.
Well, it seems someone ratted on the guy. Now he's got soldiers all over him, turning his workshop upside down.
So they might find something.
Well, he ain't exactly stupid, you know? He just doesn't leave evidence lying around the house. But now they're on him. They'll never let up. They'll keep his place on the watch until they got something they can get their teeth into.
So what do you suggest?
Me? Nothing. But as long as those soldiers are sitting in the guy's workshop, the production line's hardly about to start up again. No, you'd have to get rid of them if you wanted him to help you. But I just might happen to have a few interesting bits and pieces myself. Bunch of evidence. Pretty convincing. If the army found it in some gang's hangout, for example, everyone would be breathing a little easier.
That's a good tip. All right, I'll go visit the workshop, and I'll decide once I get there. What's going on around here? Why is the army checking everybody?
You think the place was run by the people? What planet you from? Mars never had anything like that, and it's not the day after we win a war by some trick that everything's gonna change. The army's checking everybody's identity, especially on the main roads. If you don't have the right papers, only thing you can do is join the wildlife in the slums. But that's not the way out of the city.
Later. it's done.
Halt! Stop right there. We're conducting a search.
I don't know what you're looking for here, but I got a good tip about some forgery going on. There's a gang that works not far from here. One of their guys came up to me and tried to sell me some fake ID. I turned him down, of course, but I think you should check it out.
Oh, that's exactly what we're looking for here. Hey guys, let's go. Seems there's a gang behind all of it.
So?
You can use your workshop again.
Ha! Good work, Roy. How'd you do it?
I did like you suggested. Drew their attention to that gang's suspicious activities. They went for it in a flash. I was almost disappointed.
You got a knack for convincing people, that's for sure. Good work, my man. Our friend will be able to get back to work in peace and quiet.
You gonna keep that up for a while?
Do I look like I'm playing games? Okay, if you got no more questions, I'll get back down to work. You know where to find me now. Hey, thanks for helping me out.
Tranquility needs new identity papers.
Yeah, I got that. I told that bastard not to send anybody anymore, but you did help me out by getting that gang accused. Here, a little present for our mutual friend.
So, you got forged papers for me?
Forged? What for? Here are your papers, Mr. Resilience. You must have left them here the last time.
What was I thinking? Thanks. You and Tranquility know each other?
Enough to know he's real smart. But I know how to keep my mouth shut. Not like him. He used to organize fights, but couldn't pay me what I won. Since then, he sends me customers when they seem reliable. He's almost never wrong. I'll give him that.
You fight?
So I can come up against someone like you? No thanks. I'm happy enough just betting. My fingers and eyes are too valuable. I need them to work with.
You and Tranquility know each other?
Enough to know he's real smart. But I know how to keep my mouth shut. Not like him. He used to organize fights, but couldn't pay me what I won. Since then, he sends me customers when they seem reliable. He's almost never wrong. I'll give him that.
You fight?
So I can come up against someone like...
Later.
Hey, Roy. Lose something?
Later.
You got my papers? I can't spend the rest of my life here. I got a business to run.
Here you go. Well, the papers you asked for.
Thanks, buddy.
Hello again. Thank you for taking care of the dealer and for giving the kids a chance.
I hope they're smart enough to take it. Your son's doing better? Must be tough, quitting cold turkey like that.
It is tough, but there are no half measures with these substances. It'll take a good week before he's gone through all the phases. I give him pain relievers, and that way I keep him near me too, until this is over.
And his father?
I'd rather not talk about that. I told Chance he was dead, and I hope he is.
I see. Good luck. You know the craftsman whose workshop your son set up in?
Mr. Frugality? Of course, he was living here before I was even born. He's hardly a master of his trade, but he's a good man. I cared for his wife when I was starting. I'll never forget.
I'm going.
Thank you. I'd never be back in my workshop if it hadn't been for you. You saved my life, you know?
Surely you'll return the favor. I went for a non-violent approach, at least with them. They decided to leave the place on their own.
Yeah, well, they didn't look real happy. They even threatened me. But at least they left. Guess I should think about getting some kind of weapon. I gotta be able to protect myself.
Might be a good idea, you know? The scumbags around here may not be hard to impress, but if you don't show a few teeth, you'll sleep outside again and they'll just walk all over you.
Ah, you got that right. I'll go equip myself.
Since you've been living here, you must have heard about Charity, I guess.
Of course. Great woman. I don't even want to think what things would be like around here without her.
I suppose so.
It's not what you think. She's got good company, that's for sure, but that's not all she does. You know?
Really?
May seem like an old-fashioned idea, but she's a good person. She helps people. And has enough influence so things run pretty much smoothly, even though the militia disappeared. It's sure not the Source or its soldiers who are gonna do that for us. Hooker or not, it's people like her that we need, not them. Maybe Wisdom and his guard dog should try selling their bodies to see what it's like. They could do with a change of perspective. I mean, don't go repeating that, of course. You tend to relax a bit when the cat's not around.
No problem. I can't even think of how to fit it into a conversation. Later.